Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to this week's episode of Misfit for Life TV. I am your host, Ebony Allard. I am the CEO and founder of Misfit for Life, and I am also priestess, priestess of alchemy over at Ebony Unlimited. Today, I am talking to you about meditation and how not to hate it. Yes, really. Because my job is to help you to become more empowered, more embodied, and more fully expressed. And one way that you can do that is through meditation. Now, everyone knows that. Everyone knows that meditation is good for you at this point, right? But most of us secretly hate it, or not so secretly. So, in this video, I am going to teach you how not to hate meditation. Really, this video could be called Meditation and Morning Practice Basics for the Unconvinced, because there is so much stuff out there about how to meditate, how good it is for you, why getting up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. is going to change your life, revolutionize who you are. And I am not part of that brigade. I hate it. Meditation is something that I have always been aware of and for the longest time struggled with. When I was a teenager, I stumbled into a guided visualization session at a hippie festival somewhere in England, and I loved it. I loved being around other people. I loved lying down. I loved being taken on this journey of guided visualization. I loved how relaxed and calm it made me feel. I loved flexing my imagination muscles, exploring an internal fantasy land. I love how rejuvenated and connected to me it made me feel, but I didn't think of it as meditation. It was fun. And meditation was this serious, grown up, boring business. And for a very long time, I thought that meditation was another area of life that was supposed to be good for me, that came with so much structure and rules that it wasn't remotely enjoyable. And I was pretty sure I was doing it wrong. And it's one of those areas where I felt like there was adulting meditation and then the kind of thing that I enjoyed, and I wasn't doing it right. Okay, so if you have ever felt like this, stick with me because I'm going to change your relationship with meditation forever. Most of the time, when I attempted to meditate, when I first started out in this world, I would just repeat the mantra, fuck, this is boring, over and over and over again in my head, a bit like I do when I decide that running is good for me. I don't enjoy running, and I don't enjoy sitting very, very still contemplating my navel. It's just not something that appeals to me or that brings me any pleasure. However, like most of these sorts of things, as an autodidact, as an overthinker, as an overachiever, and a type A yogi, I was hungry for more information and I wanted to master this thing that eluded me. If it worked for other people so well, there must be something in it. How could I make it my own? And so I studied Vipassana and I read books on how to meditate. I went to meditation classes and meditation retreats, and yet my monkey mind insisted on chatting to me. And my inner adolescent shouted rudely, "Fuck, this is not fun. This is a waste of your life. Please stop it now," continually at the top of her voice. And then one day, in 2006, I was on retreat in Thailand and I was eating Eat, Pray, Love. And Elizabeth Gilbert's breakthrough became my breakthrough. Suddenly I got that it wasn't about shutting the door on my monkey mind and trying to silence it, but letting the monkeys in and listening in some way to the dozens of ideas a minute, the unharnessed, undisciplined monkeys as they swung through my brain, limb to limb, raced all over the blue sky that I was imagining, and held on furiously to my mind's eye. I understood that beyond the chatter, beyond all of that monkey madness, in time was white noise. And in that white noise was calm and truth. And there was a place where I was able to converse with my own inner guidance system and listen to what was important to me. And so it was on that island, lying in that hammock, that I really got why people meditate. But I still didn't like the rules around how it must be done. And I was pretty sure that I was doing it wrong. And over the years, that was quite a long time ago now, but over the years, I have tried all sorts of different things. I have followed Buddhist teachings. I have used pranayama techniques. I have done breath work. I have hoped and prayed that sitting still and meditating would one day become less than hugely fucking irritating. And it hasn't. But in 2009, when I did my Hatha Yoga teacher training, I was sitting still, or as still as I could possibly, and was still so uncomfortable and was flinching and wriggling. But as I did so, I continued to kind of show up on my mat or on my block, I noticed a shift in me, and that shift was that I began to enjoy Shavasana in a way that I never thought was possible. Whereas before, for me, it was the bit at the end of class. Shavasana, for those that don't know, is corpse pose. It's when you lie kind of still on the mat at the end of class. And at that point, I was one of those type A's that got up and left. And something clicked. Eventually, I started to love it. In fact, I would have paid for a full class of Shavasana. Now, I think that shift is really, really interesting. What became present, or what became clear to me in that moment, is that we change, that when we become more unwound, we can enjoy unwinding more. And so that's something that I really want to share with you around this. Now, what the point of meditation is to be able to connect in with your own true voice, with your soul, with your breath, and become present so that unwinding can take place. And for me, over the years, what I have found is that meditative state is really about activating theta states, theta brainwaves. And the way that we want to do that, it's kind of like cultivating that limbo space between awake and asleep again. And that might happen for you when you're drawing. It might happen when you're painting. Sometimes it happens to me when I'm doing the washing up, gazing out the window, when I go for a walk along the beach and I'm listening to the sounds of the waves on the shore. So you can walk and be in meditation. You can have some beautiful, slow music on and dance and move your body in a very sensual, present way and call that meditation. It is allowed to be a moving meditation. What you want is to be able to be in reflection, be present with yourself, regulate your breath, and optimally activate your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system so that you're in a place of cognizance, coherence, and really connect in with the awe and the beauty of life again. There is no way to do this wrong. And if you are fidgeting and feeling too rigid, there is an element of discipline, but there's also an element of devotion. And for the masculine core person, discipline, showing up in the same way on the same mat every day, staying for the same amount of time for a continued practice, can be an incredible way to meet yourself and to develop a grounded presence. But for the feminine core person, having a little movement, having a hip circle, having just the ability to allow your joints to be juicy and to feel some fluidity will actually allow you to step into devotion rather than discipline and access that state that we're looking for, which is that beautiful place of meditative awareness. Okay, the benefits of meditation are a deep connection to your intuition, a profound sense of connection, an innate feeling of belonging, an internal space which allows you to be more present, allows you to enjoy your life in a deeper way, in a fuller way, in a more real way that allows ideas to drop in. Essentially, we are cultivating yin. We are cultivating receptivity so that stuff can appear for you. And so it might be for you that having a little movement, being present and aware with your breath, allowing it to be fun, is going to shift and change meditation from something that you hate, that you want to rebel against, that you're pushing against, to something that you can relax into, because that is the point. Essentially, what I am calling meditation is divided into two parts. The first part is relaxing and emptying enough to quieten. Is that a word? To quieten? And evoke a state of listening. Essentially, you want to be really present, really open, and be in a place where you are receptive and able to listen. And then the second part of meditation is the inquiry. And this inquiry unfolds in two ways. The first part of that is a questioning, exploratory curiosity. What is here? What is happening? What am I thinking? What can I feel? What am I aware of? What do I notice? And the second part is an allowing acceptance without resignation, a surrender, if you will. Can I be with this? Can I let this in? Can I be kind to myself? Have I got compassion here? And that is it. It's that simple. The desired outcome is a state of emptiness that allows your ego or your personality to rest and your essence to take the driving seat. And from this place, you can practice shifting perspective and sitting in different perceptual positions: self, other, witness. And being able to do this with ease and grace is one of the markers of a maven. It's one of the markers of maturity that allows us to really act from a place of grace and separateness, maturity, compassion, and resilience around anything and everything that's going on with our life. And that is why we want to practice meditation. And so it is from this place of inquiry that your head, heart, and gut can share from their highest expressions, and that your spirit team can communicate with you and allow you to move through life without being busy all the time, but actually being effective in a way that is in alignment with who you truly are. So I hope this was helpful. If you want more of this kind of thing, please let me know, because I would be happy to share more. And if you have got to the end of this video and you've been and tried the things that I am suggesting, like a walking meditation, a dancing meditation, a washing up meditation, potentially, an ironing, who irons these days? Anyway, try one of them. Come and let me know in the comments what you have thought, whether you still hate meditation. Come follow us on Instagram at Misfit for Life or at Ebony Allard. You will find the links somewhere near this video. And I will see you next week. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do.